What's up, guys? Welcome to the annual episode of Rap and Wrestling Podcast. This is going to be great. We have a lot of great stuff for you. You may know me. You should know me. I'm Derrick from the Wrestling IQ 101 podcast as well. Now, the host of the Rap and Wrestling Podcast. And I'm here with my boy, Kevy Kev. How you doing, man? Say what's up to the people.
Yo, I'm great. Thank you for having me on. Really excited to be on the show.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've done one of these, so if I mess up, I apologize.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
I may have a small people that may know me from Starter Tab.
Yeah. I was gonna say go into that. Let people know, like, you know, what you used to do. And
I used to run a podcast called Starter Tab. We talk about movies, entertainment stuff. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and I believe Google Play.
Yeah, man. The podcast I actually enjoyed. I like that a lot. There's a lot of.
Thank you.
I like the movies.
I enjoy your show.
Episodes. Yeah, I like that a lot, man. So I mean, there's been a lot of a lot of stuff going on in the hip hop world. A lot of stuff going on in the wrestling world as well. Let's see. Let's start with something I think that's been pretty big, and something that I would say it's caused a lot of attention and a lot of hurt as well. I would say Kanye West. So our man, he's out here. Kanye is out here tripping. That's what he's doing. What you think about what's going on with him, man?
All right, Kanye. I feel like Kanye does things, whether maybe he, if he is bipolar, he should get some kind of help. But if he is calling for help and screaming for help, saying these things about his wife and his wife's family, right now he's in Wyoming. He's got his best friends around him. Hope he's okay. But the things Kanye say, Kanye's on a pedestal where Kanye, when he says something, it means something. Yeah. Now, whether he is really trying to run for president of the United States, or is he just trying to get attention in this new normal that we live in where the camera's on you all the time?
Yeah.
And you have freedom of speech, but there's things you say and there are consequences to your action. And sometimes I feel that Kanye hasn't paid his due with some of the stuff he said, whether it's going from the George W. Bush during Hurricane Katrina, what happened to Taylor Swift on an MTV Awards show, fast forward to now, saying that Kim wanted to abort their daughter, and the Harriet Tubman, or when he came on TMZ. There's things you don't say because you're not just hurting people. That's generations of hurt.
Nah, yeah, I think that's facts. With Kanye, it's so weird because it's like, I feel like Kanye also comes from a time where you do things to promote so that you can sell albums. So it's like, it's at the point, it's kind of like he's like from that same generation, like 50 Cent. Like 50 Cent does a lot of this. All of a sudden when 50 Cent got music coming out, there's a lot of controversy that he causes. Kanye, I feel like he has problems, but it's like, I hate that all the time this stuff gets heightened every time when he has some music dropping. You know what I mean? Like he was just like, he said all this stuff, oh, I'm running for president. Well, he's definitely bipolar because he said he was running for president, then he wasn't running for president, now he's running for president again. So he doesn't even know what he's doing, number one. Number two, I don't think anyone's voting for Kanye. Maybe his congregation of people that he got going to his little church thing. But besides that, I don't think anyone's voting for Kanye to be our president. I hope not, at least.
You know what? You said that. You say that now, but 4 years ago, I was saying the same thing about who our current president is. And at this point, anything is possible. Sometimes you don't need to know what you're doing. Just got to know how to talk.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
And it's funny.
But I think you're right in what you said that he doesn't pay for some of the things that he says. Like, every time, like the last time, what was it? slavery was a choice. And then now Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. She just took them slaves to work for another white man, whatever he said. But it's like every time it doesn't sit well with me that he uses degrading Black history to help promote with albums. I don't like that.
Or it's not just albums, it's sneakers, it's his clothing line. He just, recently signed a 10-year deal with Gap. So he'll be coming out with clothes in the Gap stores. He's got sneakers dropping, but people still buy his stuff like it's Skittles.
Yeah,
like He's moving, and say what you want, the man is a very successful business entrepreneur in what he does. And it's a shame, like you said, he is attacking, not just Black culture, Black history, by saying some of these outrageous things. And, if he attacked it any other community, they'd be coming out with pitchforks. If it was, J.K. Rowling coming after the LGBTQ community, they don't want to buy her books anymore. They don't want to read anymore about the Harry Potter world. But Kanye West has some kind, pun intended, a cloak of invisibility where he can just move around, say whatever he can, and then he's gone. He's selling other stuff, and then he'll come back out. He'll say something reckless.
True. And I think, I'll be honest, I think us as, Black culture, I think we give a pass to a lot of things, man. It's because we're like, oh, Kanye makes good music. We like his music. Kanye got dope sneakers. We like his sneakers. Kanye makes dope clothes. We like his clothes. So I think sometimes we always sacrifice someone being disrespectful to Black culture because of something that they have that we like. And I that bothers me a lot too. I hate that we do that so much that it's like we can't cut off from certain things. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like we can't cut off because it's just like, oh, that's part of our culture. We wear Yeezys. People are like, yo, I'm gonna stop wearing Yeezys. I haven't seen people stop wearing Yeezys yet.
It's almost like it's or even a social standard. It's just how society is perceived. I mean, back in Jordan's heyday, he wasn't as much of an activist as LeBron James is, Dwayne Wade, or or as outspoken as Kyrie Irving, because Republicans buy Nikes too.
Yeah, no, that's right. He's like, hey, you ain't messing up my money.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't even blame him, but it is what it is, man. It's all good.
It's
it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot of some other stuff going on too. All right. Let's see. Love was in the air, but friction happened with Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. First of all, I don't know, maybe I've just been blind to this, but I didn't even know Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion were a thing, number one.
I didn't even, look, this was news to me. I was like, she got shot. First I saw a TMZ article that she was shot and there was police involved. So I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Another, all over the news, police brutality kind of thing. But then the story comes out a little more, and it's Tory Lanez that shot her.
Yeah.
What?
I don't get it either. That's why I when I first heard it, I was thinking that something happened, they were together, and Tory was sticking up for Megan and helped her in the situation. That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, okay. But then it turns out, well, I mean, allegedly, we don't know all the facts yet or what's going to happen. So he shot her in the foot. And I was just like, wait, what? It's like, so, but from what, some things that I've read, I saw first, it was, when it first came out, it was like Meg was the victim of it. And then some other stories that like recently came out were that Meg was hitting on Tory Lanez. And, there's a size difference between the two. Meg is pretty big for a girl. She's like 6 feet. And Tory, he's pretty small for a guy, So I guess maybe he felt like that was his only way to defend himself.
How was she hitting him? Was she hitting him with rights and hooks? You got to shoot her in the foot.
I have no idea. It's just like Harlem Nights. I know you know Harlem Nights. what was it, Eddie Murphy? He shot her in the foot. So it's like
pinky
it's
toe,
literally
my
like the same
pinky
thing.
toe.
Yeah, shot her in the pinky toe. So it's literally the same thing. But all seriousness, I know we're joking, but whatever it is, I hope it gets resolved, and I hope
we hope for a speedy recovery for Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, So I'm like, we need more Meg Thee Stallion. We need more Tory Lanez too, man. We need both of them, man. So hopefully it gets worked out.
Make some good music. Keep yourselves out of trouble. Get your money right. At the end of the day.
Agree with that. So let's see. Talk about great music. So we know what Versus has they've been doing these great battles.
Yes, and actually you turned me on to this.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea what this was. I saw post, I'm like, what is this? So I literally went on YouTube. I saw the DMX and Snoop Dogg one that we just got on.
Yeah. So Versus. So Timbaland and anyone who doesn't know what Versus is, Timbaland and Swiss Beats got together, kind of like when Quarantine Hole started, when we were all stuck in the house and everything, and they started with all these battles. I think they were the first one. Like they went against each other, songs they produced. And then there's been other ones. There's been like T-Pain, Little John, Alicia Keys, John Legend. There's been a lot of them. I know it was Beanie Man had one. So it's been a lot of dope ones. But so recently they did DMX and Snoop Dogg, which we were talking about. This was great. It's probably the best versus battle that there was. So if there's ever time for anyone to get on to Versus, that was the best time for you to watch a Versus battle because it was the best one ever. And you had DMX, East Coast, and then you had Snoop Dogg, West Coast, two different sounds, very contrast sound difference between the two. And they just reminded everybody how great they are. That's basically what they did. And these things are great. What did you take away from it?
Oh my God, I was happy to see DMX making music.
Facts.
I grew up being a DMX fan, and the dog is out. He's still got that graggly voice. He's still got that energy. And Snoop is a legend. He's an icon.
Yeah,
the man can do no wrong. Especially that last freestyle just showed that the level they're both at and just the talent to make it work. And they're two different polarizing sounds. I mean, DMX is a more of an aggressive tone. Snoop has that flow, quick lyricist, dropping bombs. And with Swiss doing spins and just the fun that they had, the interaction, the camaraderie, the chemistry, it was amazing.
Yeah, no.
I think more of this. If they're gonna continue doing these verses, take two different artists of the same genre or culture, the polar opposite, and just put them in and let magic happen.
Yeah. And usually they score these things. They play 20 songs each, and the fans usually score like who wins. And I feel like this one, it was like legit, like a straight up tie. It was like, yeah. I think when you put two different sounds up against each other, it's hard for you to say which song is better because they affect you in two different ways. You know what I mean? So it's like if you hear a Snoop song, it's gonna affect you in a different way. But if you hear a DMX song, it's gonna make you want to get crazy and rowdy.
Yeah.
So it's two different moods. So it's like, damn, I can't pick which is better between the two. It all depends on the mood. And then Snoop does not age at all, dude. Snoop does not age. I don't know what he's doing.
Whatever he's smoking has given him the fountain of youth.
Seriously, they need to bag it up, start making money off of it, producing it, give it to everybody in the U.S. That'd be great right there.
Oh, man.
DMX, man,
that might cure the coronavirus.
Yeah, it might. That's a whole nother story. Let's not start with the conspiracies. Let's not start with the conspiracies.
Not yet. We just started. Let's try to get some people in first. Then we'll take them how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Yo, but I'll tell you this. If DMX and Snoop, once everything gets back to normal, decide to go on tour, I'm all in on that, bro.
Oh, you and me both.
I'm all in on that.
Front line.
That'd definitely be dope. Let's see. Also, recently, I don't know if you saw this, but Leo Rush. He decided that he's retiring from wrestling. I guess supposedly that's what he said.
Leo Rush.
Leo Rush, yeah. He's
now
going by Lionel Green. That's his name. So that's what he's going by now. He's actually been dabbling in rap as well. So he just put out an album called The Final Match. I believe it was like 2 days ago. I want to say it's probably Thursday or something like that.
Was it any good?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was all right. It's it's like new style, you know what I mean, of rap. It's like the if I put it into a like a genre or like a category, it would be with like Lil Uzi, Rich the Kid.
Oh, okay.
Like those type of vibes, you know what I mean? It's not like a bars, but he has a lot of great guys on there. If anyone out there is like into battle rap, there's this guy called The Saga, who is on one of the songs with him, and The Saga is he's big into wrestling too. So every time he does rap battles and stuff, he goes against people. He wears rap shirts and rap hats, and wrestling shirts and wrestling hats, and all this stuff. So he got a lot of wrestling bars and stuff like that. So I mean, I think it's worth a listen, at least, to be like,
I'll check it out. I mean, I kind of felt like he was part of that unfortunate Black Wednesday of all the wrestlers that were released. I was kind of surprised that he got released. I know he had some issues backstage with some of the guys. I think he had an issue with Finn Balor.
Yeah.
But he had talent. He was good on the mic. I think they should have never separated him and Lashley.
Yeah.
But now Lashley's got a new mouthpiece in MVP.
Yeah. I think that was good for him for sure. But the thing with him is he's so great. It's kind of like you're wasting his talent by having him be a manager for somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he was so good. Like, and I mean, he was a part of the 205 brand. 205 kind of diminished once quarantine started. So that just basically 205 just basically became part of NXT now, because.
But now on NXT they have time. They'll have viewers to shine.
Yeah.
Some of those 205 guys now have gone to the main roster. Like Grand Metalik is on SmackDown now.
Yeah.
We'll probably dip into.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I don't know. We don't know what was really going on in the background or whatever. Because he's a great talent, but they decided to part ways with him.
I know he was very upset about the whole Drake Maverick storyline. Was his firing really legit or not?
How he really got fired, and it wasn't legit, and they brought him back and stuff like that. And then they brought him back, and they didn't bring a whole bunch of other people back. It's like, what's the difference? Or what's so special about Drake Maverick compared to everybody else?
You know what? Drake Maverick made the 24/7 title with R-Truth a thing.
No, yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's
those two guys made magic happen with a jobber title, and now R-Truth's still chasing it, and is back to chasing it again now because Sheldon Benjamin has it.
Uh-huh.
But those segments, him looking, the whole consummating his marriage, like that was fun. That was comedy. That's what wrestling should be. It should be fun at times, as well as should be weighty and dark at times.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't take nothing away from Drake Maverick. I liked him a lot. I liked him when he was an Impact as Rockstar Spud. I liked him then. I think he's a great talent for sure. And,
he was a good GM on 205 Live.
I'm happy they kept him. I ain't mad about it. What can you do? Let's see. Kind of just because we're talking about Impact, I'm gonna kind of segue into Impact Wrestling a little bit.
Oh, they just had Slammiversary.
Yeah, they just had Slammiversary, and Slammiversary was the unveiling of every WWE superstar that was released getting signed by Impact Wrestling. So it was I know Heath Slater, Gallows and Anderson both went there.
Kurt Hawkins.
Hawkins, yeah. Deonna Purrazzo, who was with
Yep.
WWE for a little bit. She
She's
was
actually working. And quick plug, check out Wrestling 101. Their interview with Deonna
Purrazzo. Yeah, we just dropped that. We just dropped that today.
Quick plug.
Yeah, but I think hey, for me, competition, I love it. So I'm happy for these guys to get a chance to use their talent on a program that I know is actually going to use them and give them the time and invest in them. The biggest ones that I really was disappointed with was Gallows and Anderson, because I was like, I don't even know how you let these guys go. I was like, this is freaking Gallows and Anderson. It's like you just had to win the best tag team tournament thing or whatever. But then it's like, these guys are great, man. They're amazing tag team.
And not just that, you had a great stable. You got a great heel stable in the club that you don't see a lot of in WWE programming. And, I was reading articles and how AJ came out a little more, and he really blames the feat on Paul Heyman. That Paul Heyman was the one that put Gallows and Anderson on that firing list, because initially they were not on that list. That kind of is why AJ moved over back to SmackDown. And then all of a sudden you find out Paul Heyman was fired from his executive role on running the Raw show. Yeah.
And the thing with that too, I think from what I hear, I think AJ was more mad that Paul Heyman told him he had nothing to do with it. And then he found out that Paul Heyman did have something to do with it.
Typical
so
Paul
I think
Heyman.
If he would have been straight up with him, he probably would have been like, okay, it's business, I understand. But it's that he lied to him on top of it. I think that's more what bothered him.
And why would you do that to one of your big stars? Like, he has something going. He just came off this legendary farewell match for The Undertaker with the Boneyard match, which Gallows and Anderson were involved.
Yeah.
Playing an intricate role.
Yeah.
Why would you piss off your golden goose right now? Because literally AJ Styles can roll out of bed and have a 4-star match with anybody.
Of course. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, hey, I don't get it either. I just think they were using them bad. Maybe
they don't
maybe
use the tag teams, unfortunately. They don't. The Street Profits they still have the belts. Now, they defend them here and there all the time. And now, SmackDown, I think they have a better tag team division, how they run it. But
yeah, I wish. I think it's kind of like whoever. I feel like it's kind of like a revolving door on who's like in charge of these things, and they'll be like, "Hey, let's revitalize the tag team division," and then they'll go all in on it, and then they'll be like, "Nah, I don't like this," and then they just push the tag team division to the back. And it's like,
they'll bring out the Usos or the New Day to hold the belts while they're doing
it. And the Usos and the New Day are amazing when it comes to tag team.
Oh, yeah.
So those guys are great. Cesaro is the freaking tag team MVP, because it's like anybody you put him on a tag team with, they end up winning the tag team championships.
He might help revitalize Shinsuke Nakamura's career in WWE.
Yeah, see, and that's another thing. Look at that. You talk about Gallows and Anderson. Look at Shinsuke too. Before this, right now, it's like, what were they doing with Shinsuke? You got one of the best wrestlers in the world, dude. Shinsuke he's another one. He's just like AJ, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. He can literally give you 5-star matches every night.
The guy just wants to surf right now.
Yeah, it's like it's. I don't know, man. I don't know.
The whole. Going back to Shinsuke, he had that storyline with Braun and the Intercontinental title, and then somehow it got moved to Sami Zayn.
Yeah, which I didn't get.
Shinsuke just became Sami Zayn's enforcer.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all. That was pretty weird. But let's see, kind of going from I'm gonna just bounce all over as we keep hitting points.
Yeah, why not? Let's just free flow it. That's fine.
All right. So how we talk about tag teams right now? We know Xavier Woods from the New Day. He's been injured. He's been at home. Kofi just got injured, and I want to say he's going to be out. What? I think it's 6 weeks. I want to say he's going to be out.
Yeah.
He just got injured. So the thing now is that we're hearing is that Big E is going to get a singles push now. So he's going to get his turn to, try to get the championship and go at it. Would you
It's
like to
long
see Big E in
overdue.
singles ring? You like that?
Oh, it's long overdue. Big E is probably, he has the athleticism like Kofi, and he has the mic skills like Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
He has what they both do best in one. And, he was an NXT champion.
Uh-huh.
He was the second NXT champion. He beat Seth Rollins for that belt.
Uh-huh.
I could see him in a great program with AJ Styles.
No, yeah, for sure. Definitely. I think, yeah, for the
for the
IC
Intercontinental.
title.
Because
yeah, I think I like it too.
Who knows what's gonna happen with this Universal title?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with that either.
Eventually, you're gonna put it back on the Fiend.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Who does the Fiend run through first? You don't feed Big E to the Fiend right away.
Yeah, or I mean, cause what? Well, no, Braun, he took it from Goldberg. So I was gonna say you could have something with Brock Lesnar. They love doing Brock Lesnar and freaking Braun Strowman for
They're not gonna bring Brock Lesnar until there's fans.
Yeah.
And I think it's another. I mean, you could throw in Jeff Hardy then.
Yeah, you can do something with Jeff Hardy.
I think that's another thing that they haven't really fixed on SmackDown is their Universal title division.
Mm-hmm.
Like after Braun and Bray, where do you go?
Yeah, it's like
what's after
really
SmackDown?
And it's like, are we? Do we really want to see Big E versus Braun Strowman?
Or do we want to see? I mean, you have him. Let's not forget about Otis. He technically has the Money in the Bank briefcase still.
Otis, we don't know what he's doing. Otis is I don't even know. First of all, they Otis has it. Number one, I don't see Otis being the WWE champion. I'll tell you that right now. I love Otis. I think he's great. But I don't see him being WWE champion. I don't see that happening. But I know what they were talking about when he first got it. He was like, "Oh, if I get it, I'm gonna use it for the tag team titles, to cash in for the tag team titles." So with the Money in the Bank, it's for any title technically. It's just that people use it to cash in on the Universal WWE title.
That's what makes more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, his partner Tucker's been out of action for a bit. I mean, and there's a lot of people not working right now in quarantine stage. I mean, how Florida is getting.
Yeah.
Let's not even forget they're missing Roman Reigns as their biggest star on their brand.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's true. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but when it comes to Big E, I'm all on board for it. I think he's very entertaining. He has a great look as well, and he has mic skills. He can wrestle. He puts on great matches. When they do these tag team matches, they always have amazing matches.
He can go.
He's good. He's definitely good. I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see where it goes. Let's see where it happens.
Yeah, because who knows where they're going to be for WrestleMania?
Yeah, that's true.
March. Maybe you build Big E.
That's true. You never know. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you one thing right now about all of this with everything that's going on. It has forced everybody to adapt and be a little bit more creative than they normally would have been. So, and they're working with a lot less than they normally would because there's a couple of guys who aren't around that they have to, actually build around other guys now.
Yeah.
So definitely. Yeah. So talking about Florida in that area, AEW produces in that area, NXT produces in that area. We've even seen Raw, SmackDown is all being filmed in a performance center. With the overall production, how have you liked it with like not having fans?
Initially, it was a little weird. I was watching it with my significant other, and she's also saying, it's kind of weird. Like she misses the fan. We miss the fan interaction. We miss that. But then a month into it, they finally brought out the NXT trainees, and now they're starting to make that background noise. I think also it does help with the creative, where they're more focused on ring work and action. You know, we don't have some filler matches for no reason. You know, the first hour, it's Drew McIntyre's WWE title. Next hour, it's built around what the main event of the night's going to be for Raw, which will now it's been the Sasha and Bailey show featuring Asuka.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like that Asuka's in the premiere light, but she should be the one leading and not the featured guest.
Yeah.
But you got the golden role models who, you know, they have been the MVP, pun intended, as well as MVP with going on now. The U.S. title makes, now that there's a reason for the U.S. title to be on TV.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately, what happened to Apollo Crews, whether he may have the virus and that's why he's not performing, or something came up. But, you know, hopefully that gets, you know.
Yeah, no. I think I've liked it. At first, it was weird. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like, I couldn't really get into watching any of the shows with no one in the crowd because it was just so weird to me. I don't know. And you know, that's kind of like, as a wrestling fan, you live off of like the big things and the crowd reaction, everybody together, like, oh, you know what I mean? It's just something you live for, and it kind of adds to it. And I'll give credit to AEW because AEW was the one that first started putting their talent in the audience, which kind of made it seem normal. And I could watch AEW more easy than I could NXT when they weren't doing it. So I'll give them credit for that. And then I noticed NXT started doing it as well, which and Raw and SmackDown. So I give credit to AEW for starting that trend for everybody.
Yeah.
they got everybody to do it.
Speaking of AEW, they are borrowing something from WWE with Cody Rhodes' open challenge to that TNT belt.
Yeah,
and I think it's a great way to start the show. You kick it off, you bring in new talent. I mean, they had Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston, yep.
Yep, and he cut a great promo before the match started. And I think that's a great way to start AEW, and you get, that initial hour, you get all the eyes on new talent coming in, and, you let Cody Rhodes can work with anybody.
Yeah, no. The thing with them, too, the thing that's interesting about that is that they're actually, when they say it's open to anybody, it's literally open to anybody because they're bringing in a lot of independent wrestlers. They're doing a couple one-offs and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure if these guys do good, once everything gets back to normal, I'm pretty sure they're going to be bringing these guys on for, permanently once they get back. But, they did Eddie Kingston this week. I know next week they have Warhorse, Jake Purnell. Also, he's a good guy. We talked to him. He's been wrestling out here in Jersey as well. He's a big indie talent, so I'm expecting that match to be great on Wednesday. And I think that's just cool. It's literally, if the fans ask for someone, they're giving it to you. You know what I mean? They're bringing these guys in. The fans wanted Warhorse, and they actually brought Warhorse in, which is actually is pretty cool.
I must say AEW is giving a lot to the fans with everything going on. But they're still, I still feel like they're finding their way, their footing. They have excellent programming, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they do. I think they still, let's say, they still have more of a, like an indie vibe to them.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of, and I mean, depending on who's watching, that's a good thing. Depending on who's watching, that's a bad thing. But for me, like I like it. I enjoy it because I go to indie wrestling shows, so it doesn't bother me to see all those things. A lot of it too, though. I think they just have to manage how they use their talent. I think a lot of those they have a lot of guys as well. And they have to, manage the time to get all those guys some spotlight. I know they have AEW Dark, that's on YouTube. I heard they were planning on bringing that to TV eventually. Coronavirus.
That should be on TV. That should be like, if they move Dynamite to another night, have that be, that's their flagship show. and you use Dark as your developmental
NXT.
NXT style show.
Yeah. So
until it becomes the second brand.
But they aren't planning on moving Dynamite. They're gonna keep Dynamite on Tuesdays. I mean Wednesdays. And I don't know the day. At the time they were talking about like a Thursday or something for AEW Dark. But
yeah, because
I don't know. I haven't heard
on Thursday. Who you're competing with? Impact?
Impact is Tuesdays.
Tuesday. So Thursdays is wide open.
I think Thursdays is like I want to say NWA, but I think they're on YouTube as well.
Yeah. So okay.
So you're not really competing with anybody.
You can put it there. And AEW is benefiting because they're under Warner. They have the Warner Media behind them.
Yeah.
And they have, Tony Khan's dad, who's a billionaire, the Khan family. So they've got money to spend. So they keep that indie feel, but they can really become that major American wrestling promotion that rivals WWE, like the back in the day of WCW, WWF.
Yeah, they are. And I want to say, I'm pretty sure I'm 100% correct on this. I believe this week's AEW, I want to say it beat NXT. I know that. And I want to say it might have actually beat Raw and SmackDown too, I think. I know they're getting close to the numbers of being able to actually compete with like Raw and SmackDown. So
I know they beat NXT. Raw did a 1.6. So I just got to see. I haven't seen what AEW. I believe they did beat. I mean, they could follow Brian Alvarez on Twitter.
You know what? I do. I follow him as well. Actually, let me not misquote that. I think they beat them in a key range of males 18 to 49 in that bracket of that group, which is a key part of being who wrestling fans are. Yeah. I think that was the group that they beat them in even Raw and SmackDown in that dynamic, that demographic. I think that was what it. So either way, AEW is doing some great things. I enjoy watching them. NXT is doing great things. SmackDown and Raw is doing great things as well.
Speaking of NXT, how'd you feel about, with Keith Lee relinquishing his North American title?
I mean, I don't know. I would have liked to see him, with both the titles
a little longer, right?
Yeah, I think he could have did something. Maybe he could have been, pulling off 2 matches a night. You know what I mean, or whatever. Maybe
he's that good. He would have.
Yeah, they could have ran with that story where at the pay-per-views he's defending the title twice. He's defending, both titles at the same night. But I mean, at the same time too, it helps build up some other guys because now you're having these triple threat matches, and then whoever wins, they go into the ladder match for the North American title.
We had Bronson Reed. The first one.
Yeah.
In a banger of a match. It was. Yeah. I was actually surprised he won.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You see,
I'm expecting Johnny Gargano to advance.
So now you give somebody like that shine. Now here's your new star that you just created in NXT. You create another name right there. So it's like, I think it's good because it's going to help. And I mean, at the end of the day, what they're all in it, to win the heavyweight title, the main title.
Right.
They're not in there for, the secondary title. So I think that was just it was like, hey, we want Keith Lee to be the next guy. He has a North American title. Let's just build it as this title versus title match because we're going to move Adam Cole in Undisputed Era probably up to SmackDown or Raw or whatever. Eventually, that's going to happen. I would think that's the only way you take the title off of him. And let's just use the North American title to build other talent because we're getting rid of – technically, you're getting rid of 4 guys because if Adam Cole goes up, Undisputed Era is going with him. They're all going together. So it's like now you need guys to replace these 4 guys. So it's like, hey, here we go. Like they gave you Brunson. There you go. That's one. And now we're going to start building up these other names that we got too that they have a lot of guys there that are great and, they just need their shot. And
NXT is loaded.
NXT is loaded. And Triple H does a great job with them guys too. I'll give him his credit on that too.
Yeah, he does know how to produce a show that's exciting to watch from bell to bell, whether it's the men or women division. I love what he's doing with the Robert Stone brand stories of him failing to recruit people. I think that's very funny.
Yeah.
He got his other ankle run over by Shotzi's tank.
Yeah. You got Karrion Kross, Killer Kross.
Karrion Kross, so he's already. How do you book this match of Karrion Kross and Keith Lee so soon without making either one look weak? Like, is Karrion Kross going to take his first loss in NXT, or is Keith Lee going to lose the belt right away?
I think Keith Lee can't lose it yet, but I think you build a program with him, and there's a way to do these matches that it's like these two monsters are fighting each other, and it ends in something weird where one of them doesn't look weak to the other one. You know what I mean?
So you got a dusty finish.
It's just something weird. You know what I mean? It could be something crazy. They're having a crazy match. Maybe the first one ends in disqualification, and then it's like the second one. It's like no holds barred. There's not going to be any disqualifications. William Regal comes out, with no disqualifications, no nothing, this and this. And then it's like it ends in a no contest because these guys are just so crazy. They freaking bust through the stage or something, and they're both laid out or something like that. You know what I mean? I can see WWE doing that.
I mean, you build Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross destroyed the guy in NXT. His first big match, he destroyed Ciampa.
Yeah.
Like, he ran over Ciampa. He just destroyed Dijakovic.
Yeah.
On NXT program. He's challenging now right away for Keith Lee's belt. I mean, you kind of build him to be your new monster, your new Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
You got, he was Killer Kross and Impact. Now he's going for the belt right away. I mean, do you have the belt on Keith Lee for a short time and then you bring him back into the main roster right away?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so though. I think they're gonna
How many takeover matches can you get out of this program?
I would say you probably only get one out of it, to be honest.
One?
I think you only get one out of it, to be honest. And then I think it could straight up be they have the match and then Killer Kross gets caught up in something else. You know what I mean? Somebody else. The whole thing that's weird to me is that let's rewind a little bit. Is that Karrion Kross, when he first came, you saw he was going after Adam Cole. He was sending the messages to Adam Cole, leaving the hourglass for him and all that stuff. And then it's like that just ended out of nowhere. So I don't know what happened that WWE had to go this route, but I feel like Karrion Kross was going to be the one to take the title from Adam Cole, but for some reason they decided they gave it to Keith Lee, and they wanted to give the NXT American title to somebody else. So I don't know why and then now everything's all mixed up because now you got a situation where, like you said, now you got Karrion Kross, now you got Keith Lee. Keith Lee just won the title, so are you going to make him lose it right now? Karrion Kross, you're building him up. Are you going to make him lose right now? So it's like, what do you do right now? It's I don't know. But hey, maybe they have the answer. That's what I'm saying. Maybe they have the answer.
They do.
So I don't know. Maybe this turns into a triple threat match. Somebody else gets involved, and it ends up Keith Lee beating that other person and not actually pinning or beating Karrion Kross. You know what I mean?
It's possible.
So that's kind of that's kind of where that's at. I don't know. We're talking a little bit about AEW. We know Mike Tyson was on there. Rekindling those flames with Chris Jericho.
Le Champion.
Le Champion, yeah. And Mike Tyson, he just he decided that he's coming out of retirement. Him and Roy Jones Jr. were kind of going off a little bit into some sports, but Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. are going to have a match against each other. Are you excited for this? Are you happy? What do you think is going to happen?
Interesting. I'm very interesting to see this exhibition of Iron Mike at what, 53 years old now?
I think 54, 53, 54.
Yeah, he's in great shape.
Yeah.
And Roy Jones Jr., who I didn't even know was contemplating coming back to boxing.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
see, now this is the thing, because we've been so tied up in the whole Mike Tyson coming back story. If you look at the tale of the tape between the two, Mike Tyson's last match was like 2004, and Roy Jones' last match was actually like 2018. So
Roy's still been fighting.
He's still been fighting. He's been in the ring, at least more recently than Mike Tyson has been. Roy, I don't know. I wasn't keeping up with him, so I don't know if he was actually winning these matches that he was fighting. But I think, I don't know. People shouldn't sleep on Roy Jones. That's what I'll say.
And Roy Jones was the better boxer in his career compared to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, everyone's got a plan, but once you get punched in the face,
yeah,
Iron Mike, he knocked you out. But if you took him past that third or fourth round, you might have a chance to hang in there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, I still think Mike's winning. I'll give him that. Just because Mike is bigger and kind of Roy Jones, I guess we're used to him in that light heavyweight division.
But he's moved to the heavyweight.
Did he win us heavyweight?
Later stages, he did move to heavyweight.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that was after. Was that after Tarver? Was that after Tarver?
Yeah, I think that's before Tarver. I think he fought John Ruiz.
Okay.
Because then after Tarver, it was kind of like that was it for Roy Jones.
Wow, that's good. Dang, wow, I didn't know. Ruiz, really?
Yeah, he fought John Ruiz. I think he beat John Ruiz.
Wow. No, I didn't. I didn't know that. But hey, I know Roy Jones is good. They're building up as the David.
It gets eyes on the sport for boxing. Yeah. You don't have many stars in boxing anymore, like prior.
That's true.
I mean, you have Canelo Alvarez. You
got the big guys: Tyson Fury, Wilder.
Deontay Wilder. Yeah, you got the heavyweights are back.
Yeah.
Speaking, Wilder will be fighting Anthony Joshua. They are working on a deal.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua is also working on a deal to fight Deontay
Fury.
No, Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury, yeah.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder was trying to figure out what he's going to do after he was soundly defeated by Tyson Fury.
Well, I mean, don't they got a rematch? I thought they got a rematch.
There's a third bout. They do have a third bout scheduled.
Yeah. But
we'll see. In the land of quarantine and COVID.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? I mean, it's
We'll see. For me, what I'm looking for out of this is that I want to see if Mike can actually come back and he gets through this and he can actually come back and challenge some of these younger guys. Like you said, the heavyweight division is back. What greater story would there be than Mike Tyson against Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury, the kid who's named after Mike Tyson. He was named after Mike Tyson because his parents loved Mike Tyson.
I could see that being the next fight for Tyson.
That would be dope. But I would like to see that. I think that would be dope. That would be a payday for both of those guys.
That would be a huge payday. You got two guys that can sell a fight. Just see the marquee, Tyson versus Tyson.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. I would like that. I would like that a lot. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. We did have Extreme Rules, which was a couple weeks back. Did you get to catch any of that stuff? Did you see the Bray and Braun?
I love the Swamp fight.
Yeah, the Swamp fight.
I watched it. I loved it so much. I watched it right away, twice.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Sister Abigail. The Bray Wyatt's creative, whether it's him doing most of it and they're letting him run with this world. And this is the best I've seen of Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
As a performer. Not just as a wrestler, but just as a performer. That storyline is very interesting. And it was like, wait. Then you pulled in Alexa Bliss, which I do love how they pulled that back from the Mixed Match Challenge, and they always have that little thing for each other.
Yep.
What did you think?
No, I thought it was I enjoyed that match. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I'll tell you, like those cinematic matches, I enjoy them. You know, I think, you know, sometimes I know it gets a lot of slack on Twitter from the wrestling geniuses out there, but
Those the purist.
yeah. I know they don't like it sometimes, but I think it's pretty dope, and I enjoyed the match, the whole thing, and you know, just the pulling the in the swamp. I was like, damn, these dudes are really in swamps. I'm like, that was pretty nuts. It was dark as hell out there too. I'm like,
yeah,
y'all going in those swamps? I'm like, you crazy? You don't know what's out there. And then, you know, just Bray pulling them under and coming back up, resurfacing. The thing that's weird though is like, it's like, yeah, Bray won, but I was like, why wasn't this for the title? Like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand that part.
I think it's more because they're building. It's a three match program. So we're gonna get the Fiend at SummerSlam. That's pretty much been well hinted. My thing is, how do you rebuild Braun Strowman after this?
True. I mean, hey, I don't know, but I'll tell you, it seems that every time someone fights the Fiend, that they change character. You know,
yeah,
they go from face to heel or heel to face. Something. It's always something that happens.
You know, from Seth Rollins, he's now the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
The Miz, who didn't even face the Fiend, he faced Bray Wyatt, went from face to heel. Daniel Bryan went heel to face.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only one that really didn't change was Goldberg, but when Goldberg won, that's when the world ended.
Yeah, I mean, Goldberg isn't around enough anyway. That I still don't even understand either, but whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, maybe he goes to being the bad Braun Strowman that we know him for, that, you know, tears up everything. And
so who becomes the top face of SmackDown?
That's a good question, bro. That is a very good question. I mean,
because Roman's not coming back anytime soon.
Roman's not back. What have we seen? Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's
expecting. I don't think he'll be coming back to when their kid is born with Bray. I mean, you got Big E, you got Otis, you got Jeff Hardy.
You got Big E, Jeff Hardy.
I mean, do you bring Matt Riddle up to that number one face already?
I mean, I don't think you bring him up, but you put him in the conversation. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, you're already working on him and AJ for the Intercontinental title.
Well, now he's calling out King Corbin.
Well, yeah. Now Corbin kind of, derailed that a little bit. So
you have that brief program, okay?
Yeah. So I mean, but this is what we're talking about. I think you got to work with what you have. So it's like they're just working with what they have. So, you know what I mean? It's not really too much they do. Maybe they do keep Braun as, you know, maybe Braun conquers the Fiend. You know what I mean? What do we know? The Fiend could be beat now. We know that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's one of those. Maybe it's one of those things like we said. It ends in a no contest. Maybe they have some other type of weird match. Maybe they have something. It's going to be some type of stipulation that's going to be put in place that.
I think you save it for a Hell in a Cell.
I mean, that would be nice. Then it's just going to end. I can see it just ending Bray going through the ring and fire coming up out the ring or some shit.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? And then it's like, all right, the match is over. Bray disappeared. And you're like, wait, what?
Bray takes his break. And then.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. Bray doesn't need the title though, so I'm not really mad about that. And I mean, what else did they have there? They had I'll tell you, Ray versus Seth Rollins. I'll be honest, I really didn't like it. Well, I didn't like the end of it. That was weird.
I think nobody liked the end of it.
I didn't get it. I was like, why are we having a person lose their eye match anyway? That was just dumb to me. That was like
Did
really
you
dumb.
See the eyeball under his gloves?
Yeah. It was like, what? And then first I thought his other eye was messed up, and he took off the patch and he just had like a white contact on. And it was just, I was like, when your eye gets damaged, it doesn't just be like, hey, let me change a whole nother color now.
Ray will be back with a whole, they'll make up some. You know, they won't even follow the continuity because it's wrestling. Ray will be back. Maybe he'll have something like a patch on his mask now where he covers his eyes. I really thought Seth Rollins was going to lose so he can take some time off to deal with Becky.
Yeah.
Because I know that was the rumbling after Mania that they were both taking time off.
True.
They were going to get married, everything. So, I mean, what do you go with Seth Rollins? I mean, he's still challenged. He's on Raw. He was attacking Aleister Black. I mean, are you building for where Dominic finally gets in the ring?
That's what I was thinking. It was going that route. I think that's where they're trying to go with this. I mean, I think that'll be cool. But I mean, then at this point, it's like, do you really just take Dominic and you like just plop him into a main event, but against like Seth Rollins? You put him in on the main show on Raw or Smack, like he doesn't pay his dues in NXT. You know what I mean? You just throw him up and say, "Hey, here you go. You have a match with Seth Rollins."
Maybe you throw it as an unsanctioned match, and then
True,
eventually he goes back down to NXT.
And then he goes and then he just shows up to NXT, and now he's a part of the NXT roster.
Maybe. I mean, Ray's not working on a contract right now.
Yeah.
So that's apparently they're still negotiating. So maybe Ray takes some time off. Maybe he comes back after SummerSlam.
True.
Where's the direction that Seth Rollins going in?
That I don't know. It's like a weird thing. I mean, I like his character. I'm not gonna lie. I like his character.
I like the Monday Night Messiah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it too. I think it's pretty dope. I think they could do a lot with it, but it's like I really don't know. I don't get it. There's something. This is one of those things that I didn't get. Like I didn't get the eye thing. I really didn't understand it at all.
That I didn't get the Sasha Banks and Asuka how it finished.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could just throw on a referee shirt and
just count 1, 2, 3, right?
That made no sense to me.
That made no sense either. So first of all, we had the eyeball thing, which was weird. Then we had MVP just claiming he was the U.S. champion, and then we had Sasha just claiming she's the Raw champion because her best friend came in and counted the 1, 2, 3. And it's like, and Sasha's still running around with the Raw title. It's like,
why is it not taken away from her?
Exactly. Like, what are you doing? That's why I'm like, wait, what? She's out here taking promo pictures with it and everything. It's like, I don't get what's going on. Are you giving her the title, or is this what's going to happen in the future?
If that's a shame, though, for Asuka, because they made Asuka to be the new face of the women's division now that Becky's gone.
Yeah, but you know, this shows you just how fast wrestling changes, how things change in wrestling. This shows you how fast it happens. Because Asuka was on top of the world. Asuka was the most entertaining thing on all of WWE. With her dancing and all that craziness, and even her talking in her language, we didn't understand what she was saying, but it was still hilarious. Yeah. Like I liked it. I loved it. And then now Sasha and Bayley had just like come out of nowhere, and now they're entertaining again. And it's like, dang, now you feel bad for Asuka because you're like, yo, she earned it. Well, she did get handed the title, I'll say that. But
I mean, she won the Money in the Bank match, maybe.
She did win the Money in the Bank. I'll give her that. But like I enjoyed Asuka. I think Asuka is my favorite one out of all the women's division. Like out of all of them, I like Asuka the best. But it's like sometimes you just gotta go with the punches, man. And it's like,
I mean, maybe you do a handicap match of her versus Bayley and Sasha for SummerSlam for that belt for the Raw Women's. And from there, you could kind of start the implosion of Sasha and Bayley. Because they've been teasing it.
Or maybe straight up do, hey, it's Sasha and Bayley versus Asuka and Kairi Singh. And it's like, hey, everything's on the line. It's like, yo, you want the Raw title? Then you put all the titles on the line, too. And whoever wins leaves with all the belts. Maybe you do that, too. And then that's, hey, that's
well, now... apparently Kyrie's leaving. She's going back to Japan.
So that kind of ties into it where it's like, all right, Sasha ends up getting the title. Kyrie leaves, and then now you could continue the story, or you can have Asuka do something else. I don't know. But it's like you continue the story, and it's like, hey, we beat you, we took your title, and we got rid of your friend too. On top of it, and you start.
And let's not forget who else is lurking in the background. You still got Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, you still do got Shayna. We'll see. You know how that goes and where that happens. Let's see. We saw also there. We saw the New Day lose their titles, which makes sense now because now we know Kofi's hurt.
Now we saw why
they lost the titles. Yeah.
Have they said what injury he has?
That I didn't see. I just knew he was going to be out for 6 weeks. I heard, so I'm not sure exactly, what it is, but hey, it's a win for Big E. It sucks. Both his boys are gone. It's a win for Cesaro and Nakamura as well.
It's also a win for the tag team division. Maybe you can make a new tag team star.
Yeah, no, true.
They could be the new Bar 2.0.
Yeah, that is true. That's Bar was another team too. I'm mad that they broke up. I like those guys together.
And they're both on the same show. Why not just have them both together? Include Shinsuke. There's your new stable.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That can happen as well.
Don't make Sheamus the talking mouth.
Then you're creating another
League of Nations.
League of Nations. This is horrible, man. I hate it. League of Nations was bad, man. It was really bad. I was like, what? Rusev, Alberto Del Rio, Wade Barrett, and Sheamus. I was like, no. I didn't like that at all. Let's see. What'd you think of McIntyre and Ziggler?
I thought it was a great stipulation. I thought Ziggler's the guy that he can have good matches with anybody. He just won't win the big one.
That's true.
And that's true. This coming Monday, they're having another rematch, and McIntyre's picking a stipulation. Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure it's just. They're just moving on, so they're gonna.
I think it'll be quick. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Randy Orton get involved.
Yeah, they're gonna end this feud, and they're gonna move on to setting up Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. So I think that's where we're heading with that.
And the question is, do you take the belt off of Drew now?
Nah.
And put it on Randy?
Nah, you wait. I think you do it. Well, to give him a moment at SummerSlam? To say, hey,
once the fans come back, you put the belt back on Drew?
I don't know. I think you just let him keep it. I'll tell you this. Since this has happened, Drew McIntyre has stepped up, and he has really been the face of the company, and he's the champion of the company. I'll give him that, and I think you let him go into SummerSlam with it, and I think you let him beat Randy Orton too on top of it. I don't think they have him losing the title for a while. I think he's going to hold on to that belt for a minute, for a good time. He beat Brock Lesnar. You can't just say, oh, this guy beat Brock Lesnar, and then boom, here you go. Let's just start throwing the title around to other people. It's like, no, they put an investment into him. He beat Brock Lesnar.
That's what happened to Seth Rollins.
Huh?
That's what happened to Seth Rollins.
Well, it's Seth Rollins, bro.
He beat Brock Lesnar twice.
That's Seth Rollins.
Not once, but twice.
Things happen though. But who did he lose the title to? Didn't he lose it back to Brock Lesnar?
He lost it to Brock Lesnar, and then he lost it to The Fiend.
Well, okay, come on, bro.
You're telling me Randy Orton's not one of the best things working right now in wrestling?
Dude, he is. Randy Orton doesn't need a title. Randy Orton is a legend, bro. He does not need any more titles. He's good. He's
he needs
14.
Maybe one more run with the belt.
Was he 13-time, I think? 13-time champion? 12 or 13, something like that.
You give him another run?
You could, but I think you can't. I don't see you doing that at the expense of Drew McIntyre. You know what I mean? You already invested into him. So I think, and Brock, Randy's he's back on his legend killer thing. So, I think you let him rock out with that. Maybe you might even set him up to fight somebody that we haven't seen. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that could go on, but Randy and Drew, I'm pretty sure, are the option that they're going
I think that's the main event for SummerSlam.
Yeah, for sure. So we saw what on the Pat McAfee show. We saw Adam Cole on there, and we saw Adam Cole black out on Pat because he called him small and he bugged out on him. So everybody's wondering, is this a work or was it for real? What do you think about the whole thing?
I think it's a work.
Yeah.
I think, Pat McAfee is close with NXT. I wouldn't be surprised if, just to help boost ratings, you bring Pat McAfee in for a program with Adam Cole and Undisputed. And maybe this will be Adam Cole's swan song before he goes up to the main roster.
True. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. I think it's a work too.
Or maybe
just
it's
because
a face turn for Adam Cole, which I highly doubt.
Yeah, I highly
He's
doubt
so
it
good as a
too.
heel.
But it's like, I just think it's a work because it's like, I don't know, just the way he yelled at him, it seemed like it was staged. And even the way that Pat reacted to it seemed like it was staged too.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, what's wrong with that guy? It's like, it wasn't like a real argument. You could tell when two people are really upset at each other and like really about to fight each other.
You see the facial expressions.
Yeah, but straight up, Adam Cole looked like he was doing a promo.
Yeah.
Like, he looked like he was mad at somebody and
but it worked. It got us talking.
Yeah, see? Now we're talking about it. So
now we're talking about it. Now we're speculating. I mean, TakeOver's coming up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So there you go. You're building some promo for him. But I mean, hey, they did it. I mean, I guess he got approved from WWE to do something like that. Because I mean, what Pat McAfee show is not a WWE sponsored show.
No.
So it's like you went on that show to do that, which is, I mean, I'm guessing they give him the approval to do that. So
I mean, you got to select. Being Pat McAfee can also, he has his own show. He works on ESPN. That's crossover right there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
WWE
definitely
thrives on to get eyeballs on the product.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so while we're heading down towards wrapping up. Let's see. We're gonna go two more ways with this. All right. So I'm gonna have two questions, and then you give me your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So first one, we talk about this is the Rap and Wrestle podcast. So the connections between rap and wrestling. Simple. So for you, what do you think that is probably like the biggest influence that like hip hop or rap like has had on like wrestling, or anything that you can draw from it that you can see like the examples of rap's impact on wrestling?
Well, we can start from The Rock at his ascension to the top, making a song with Wyclef on his own catchphrase. It doesn't matter. We can fast forward to the master of thugonomics, John Cena, with the spinning titles, referencing G Unit. Even prior to that, or recently now with the Street Profits and Sasha and her connection with her cousin Snoop Dogg, who we spoke about today. I think rap and wrestling have been intertwined with the Harlem Heats, Men on a Mission.
Yeah. To
you got Wale bringing Kofi out when he has the belt, having concerts. He was a big wrestling fan, and one of the best rappers in the world right now, in my opinion. You can fight me on that. But it's not just. I think rap is a respected art form that doesn't get its due because it's part of our Americana culture. I mean, hip hop in itself is everywhere, in our style, even in our regular use of words in the dictionary, and phrases and terms. It is what our generation. It's our generation's rock. For our grandparents, I would say, because our parents were at the start of hip hop in the South Bronx in the '80s, and it's just ballooned into that. I think hip hop has a huge influence on wrestling, a huge influence. Whether it's how they talk, how they dress, whether it's Ric Flair with his drip. Yep. As you see, he's running around. I mean, that's a big thing, and now it's crossing over to the Latino community. I'm seeing Bad Bunny using Ric Flair in his videos as well.
True. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think, you know, the influences in hip hop run deep in, like you said, American culture, period. Definitely in wrestling. I mean, rap is cool. You know what I mean? Rock and roll too. Rock and roll is cool too. When you look at music genres, it's like, you know, for those two demographics, it's like rock and roll is the cool thing. For urban people, you know, urban areas, hip hop is the cool thing. You know what I mean?
What's funny is they both came from the blues.
Yeah, the same thing.
They both came from the blues, and they are family.
Yeah.
Rap and rock.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. You know, for me, I think the biggest influences that hip hop has had, I think, is on the Attitude Era. I think the whole Attitude Era is created off of hip hop. That's why I think NWO, who, you know, they basically kickstarted this whole Attitude Era thing, because NWO, you know, they were the real group. You know what I mean? It wasn't no more of these characters and stuff that they were doing in WWE.
The kayfabe.
Kayfabe, yeah, they were using real names. You know what I mean? Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. You know what I mean? So for those guys, it was like, I even posted about this the other day. Like Kevin Nash, he said, like, you know, for us, like, we changed up our gimmick, and, you know, we started listening to West Coast rap. That's how we got the For Life thing. You know, we saw Tupac, like, he was like the biggest thing at the time. We started wearing bandanas backwards because Tupac did it. So he was like, yeah, we're these, you know, 35-year-old white guys, and, you know, we're wearing backwards bandanas, you know, because we got that from hip hop. We got that from Tupac.
Kevin Nash from Detroit, Michigan, so he would know.
Yeah.
Of that area.
Yeah, no. Yeah, definitely. So, you know, I think that influenced that. And then if you think about, that's what made them cool. And because they had that cool look, and they were just all around cool.
Everybody wanted to be part of the NWO.
Yeah, and then what happened? Then now you got the Attitude Era, and then now you got DX, who branched off of what the NWO was, and now they were doing the same thing. You know what I mean? They were like the hip hop guys too. You have Road Dogg. Road Dogg is he could spit raps if you needed him to.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And they used to wear the bandanas backwards.
They wear the bandanas. They're doing the crock shots. Yeah. And then, you know, let's not forget, you had the Undertaker coming out. You know, Rap Rock, Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Yep. Keep rolling.
All that.
Yep.
Hip hop is part of our culture. It's part of everything in the American world.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a fact. Let's see. All right, so we'll branch over that. So you're talking about Wale. You said Wale is one of the best rappers in the world. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Give me your top 5 rappers right now.
All time?
Top 5. Right, top 5. I'm not even gonna say all time. I'm gonna limit it to today.
Current active.
Right now. That's current.
Right.
That's currently
I'm
active.
gonna go Wale at 5.
Okay.
I'm still gonna go Eminem at 4.
Okay.
That might be a little low. I'm gonna go J. Cole at 3.
Got you. All right, that's good. I know it's tough, man. I know it's tough.
That's tough.
I know it's tough. What about Kendrick? You got Kendrick in there anywhere?
That's the thing. Do I have Kendrick at 1 or do I have him at 2?
Who's gonna be at 1 then?
I think I do have. I have Kendrick at 1. At 2. Oof.
It was a tough
I
one.
mean, I could go Future at 2.
Future, wow, that's it. Wow.
The thing is with Future, he put out 3 albums in a year. Both sold, all of them sold, and his music, it's an influence in the Atlanta. He is the head of the ATL hip hop.
Yeah, no, I'll give him that. I'll definitely give him. Jeez, man, dang, Future at 2. God dang.
Actually, no, I might have to flip that around. I'll put J. Cole at 2 and Future at 3. I'm gonna get killed online for this. I know.
Yeah, man. I'm like Future. For having Future in your top 5, you're gonna get killed for that period.
Probably. See? I mean, I don't know. It's just Future. I mean, more of his earlier stuff. He was that guy, and
see,
because it's kind of hard nowadays. Because it's like, you know, what Drake, you know. Drake's more of a pop star.
Nah, man. I got Drake in my top 5, bro.
You got Drake in your top 5? I couldn't put. I have him outside.
Drake got bars, man.
And I took Kanye out. Go ahead.
No,
What's your top 5?
Kanye make gospel music. if it's me, right? At 5, I got Logic at 5.
Mm.
Logic, that dude spit bars, man. 4, I got Eminem at the same spot as you. I got him at 4. 3, I got Drake. And then 2, I got Kendrick. 1, I got J. Cole. That's how I would put it. No futures in my top 5.
You can't see the future.
Can't see the future on that. All right, so last question. I'm gonna make it hard for you. Top 5 wrestlers now.
All right, what era?
Top 5 wrestlers right now.
Right now?
If you had to take your top 5 right now, who you taking?
All right.
You start your own company and you got your own 5.
My own 5 wrestlers. My own company.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we taking tag teams as one, or are we taking them as individuals?
We do whatever you want. Let's do it.
All right. I'm taking a New Day at number 5.
Okay.
3. Number 4.
It's like it's so many.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho. There we go. Okay, I give you that.
Number 3. Going Charlotte.
Okay, I give you that.
I think everyone gives a lot of slack to Charlotte. I think she's the most gifted athletic, and on the mic, she's a great heel.
That's true. That's a fact.
Number 2. Oof.
Oh, getting tough now.
Number 2 is tough.
You got 2 left to start this company.
I know.
It don't gotta be just WWE either.
I know. I'm thinking I'm going AEW. I'm thinking AEW this one. I'm taking Kenny Omega as number 2.
Kenny Omega, that's good. You got 1 left. Who you going with?
It's got to be AJ.
AJ, well, of course. Yes, of course.
It's got to be AJ. Like, that's hands down. I mean, yeah, AJ, because if I want to go future, pun intended.
Future. I was going to say future again. I was like, where does this come from?
Man. I mean, I'm thinking, yeah, no, that's my top 5 right now.
I'll take it. I'll give you, this is me. 5, I got Cesaro.
Okay.
4, I'm going Chris Jericho.
Same.
3, I'm going Seth Rollins. 2, I'm going John Moxley. And 1, I'm going AJ Styles. There you go. That's where I was going.
See, Mox with me, I don't know. I think with Mox, it's more of a health thing with him.
True.
I don't think he'll have, but, our number 1s are, it's AJ Styles, who's in his 40s.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, of course.
But
he's still wrestling like he's in his 20s.
He's the best.
That's a fact. He definitely is the best, for sure. Definitely is the best.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll tell you this. So in the future, we're going to do this again, right?
Yes.
In the future, pun intended, right? Future again. So this is what I'm going to do, right? I got this plan for later on, maybe in a couple episodes or so. I'm putting a whole bunch of names of all these top rappers, a whole bunch of names of all these top wrestlers, right? I'm going to draw names from each. I'm going to make tag teams. I'm going to create a tournament. And then we're going to vote on me and you, and get somebody else in on it. We're going to vote on who is going to advance in these tournaments. And we're going to create the first ever Rap and Wrestle champions.
I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be dope, right? We're going to put
dope.
We're just going to create a team, kind of like the Mixed Max Challenge, but we're doing it with rappers and we're doing it with wrestlers. That way you got to think. You got to think about this person, this rap artist as, his talent, and then this wrestler and his talent, and putting them together. I think that would be dope.
That'd be dope. I'd be excited for that. Are we going to make it intergender?
Yeah, we can do that too. We're going to set it up. We'll talk about it. We'll get the details down on that for sure.
That sounds good.
Set that up. But all right, man. I appreciate you taking the time, bro. This was great.
I appreciate you having me on. I can't wait to do this again.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we worked out the kinks. We got it together.
Finally.
Yeah, we got it going. let anyone who's listening, how they can connect with you on social media, where they can find you, all that good
You
stuff.
can follow me on Instagram at that Kevin, not this.
Gotcha.
Excuse me, at _ that Kevin, not this. You could follow on Twitter, Kevin Ramirez or K Ramirez 87. Facebook, Kevin Ramirez right now.
Nice.
I do have my at start_a_tab podcast still going on. We haven't recorded in a while, but hopefully now we'll be able to get back together.
We
get that reunion.
That'd be dope. I'll be happy to hear that, man, for sure.
Make sure you follow Wrestling 101.
Yeah, definitely. Check us out for sure.
Derrick?
Definitely, yeah. So as for me, I'm Derrick Gamble. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at Derrick, DERRICKT Gamble. Derrick T. Gamble. You can follow Wrestling IQ 101. You can follow RapnWrestle on Instagram, on Twitter, at Wrestling IQ 101, at RapnWrestle on both. This will air. It's going to be on YouTube like we are right now. iTunes as well. You could type in RapnWrestle and it'll pop up on both of them. You can check this out, and we got a whole bunch of cool future episodes coming up. A lot of creative things that we're going to be doing here, and definitely just stay tuned, and we appreciate you checking out this episode, and we're out.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.